been a long day. Well, I haven't posted a video in, I think, a month, maybe more, maybe 5 or 6 weeks. Where have I been? I've been real busy. And there's only, I think, about 20 of you that watch my channel. So for the 20 of you that watch my channel, I'm sorry. But I'm going to shoot like 2 videos right now, and I'm going to ramble about a whole bunch of stuff. So there was some whiskey in here. There's not much whiskey in here anymore. It's mostly just Coke Zero. So what I got some books here I'm going to talk about. I got some wines here that I'm going to talk about. I got like a bunch of bottles that I'm going to talk about. Basically everything I've been drinking. I'm not going to do a review on each one. We're just going to like blast through them, and then I'm going to talk about some books. I'm going to talk about this. Well, that's Opus 1. If you haven't seen Opus 1, I'm going to talk about Tor Kinward's book, which I haven't read yet, but I've watched him talk about it for hours online, so I know a lot about the book because I've been hearing him talk about it. Talk about this. Trophy told me to read this. Shout out to Trophy if you're watching this. I'm going to talk about the book, Trophy, my homeboy. And I got a bunch of wines over here I'm going to talk about, and I'm probably going to talk about my personal life. So if you like it when YouTubers talk about their childhood and their personal life and they get real sappy because they've had a couple whiskeys, this video is for you. If you're in your kitchen like me, not right now, I'm not in my kitchen, I'm in my, I don't know what this is. My wife says it's a junkyard. She says it looks like a dump. It looks like a junkyard. I got a Darth Vader back there. I got every video game system from the 80s. I got every Nintendo game and Sega Genesis game. If you're into that, you think this room is cool. My wife thinks it's a junkyard. But if like me, if you get home late from work and you need somebody to drink with, your family's asleep, and you've got yourself a nice bottle of wine, excuse me, and you're in your kitchen having a glass, winding down after a long day at work, long day in the office, like I do sometimes at night. You come home and you just want to have a drink, and you're sitting in your kitchen. You can have a drink. Let's have a drink. You can have a drink. You can have a drink with me right now. Pour yourself a glass. Sit down. Let's talk about wine. Let's talk about Napa Valley. Let's talk about France. Let's talk about our childhood. Let's talk about not having money. Let's talk about having money. Let's talk about the hard times, and let's talk about it all. So where are we going to get started? Let's talk about what I've been drinking since the last time I made a video. Where do we want to start? Let's start with this. Lancaster, Sonoma. I'd never heard of it. I went to the shop where I normally go, and she had this on sale for $50. At the time, I didn't know. I went later and I looked at the website, and this is $100 on their website. She was selling it for $50. She let me taste it. That's the kind of wine shop I go to. She's like, "Do you want to taste it?" I like to think I'm a little bit special. I usually, when I go in there, I buy like 5 bottles. I buy a box of wine when I go in there. But she's probably nice to a lot of her customers. She goes, you can taste it. I'll pour you some. I was pouring it earlier it was part of the tasting, so she poured me some. And this is from Sonoma, and I felt like for $50, I'm not gonna. By the way, on these wines, I'm not going to give you like a deep dive on every estate and every winery. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what I thought about the wine. I don't know if this is family owned or if it's Constellation brand because they own everything. But if you go on the website, they make some premium wines. This is a blend. It's their winemaker's cuvee, and it's a Bordeaux blend. And it's wonderful. It's $50. I think this month I drank 5 bottles of this. That's embarrassing to say. I drink maybe a little bit too much. It's good. It's good wine. This is a wine where you go, Sonoma can make some really good wine. Anyway, $50. If you want to know anything about the wine, bursting with fruit, great acidity. The tannins are, for $50, you can't really complain. They got a little bit of a bite to them. But I mean, they're smooth tannins. They're nice. They're not perfect. This isn't a $200 bottle of wine, but for $50, the mouthfeel and the flavors, the fruit on this, it's one of those wines where you pour it and the glass is here. And as soon as you start pouring it, you can smell the fruit, and you're like, and it's good fruit. It's fresh. It's crisp. It's vibrant. It's good. Okay. Let's keep it moving. What's next? Let's reveal the next wine. Should we go Sonoma? Should we go like this? Chateau Bard. Bardot. This is for people who are into Bordeaux. This is commonly a bottle that people, if you're looking for that graphite kind of earthy French, if you got that French craving and you don't want to drink $100 bottle of wine every Tuesday, these come in at like 50. I think I actually paid more for this because it's a oh, this one's a 2020. I have a 2016 that I paid like $80 for down in my wine fridge. But this is a 2020. It's a little young, but this is a very well made wine. And if you want to know what French wine tastes like and you're not rich, this is about $50. This is good. This wine needs time. This wine's better. Like I have some 2016s downstairs, and those are like chef's kiss. Anyway, I'm not gonna give you a lecture about who they are. Maybe, there's other YouTubers they'll tell you all about that winery. Let's go. What have I been drinking on the budget for? Like I had a barbecue. J. Lore. Paso Robles. I can taste Paso Robles in a blind tasting any day. You pour me Paso and you put a blindfold on me, I know Paso when I taste Paso. Is that a compliment or is that an insult? France and Napa make better wine than Paso, but excuse me. Patrimony is really, really good. So I know some really good wines can come out of Paso, but the lower end Pasos have a certain kind of flavor. It's not bad. I call it peppercorn Paso. It has this like spicy vibe to it. You see people all the time buying J-Lore who are people that don't necessarily, they're not wine dorks like us. This is decent wine though. I've walked by this wine a million times and frowned at it. But this is like $13. This is well-made wine. I don't think it has mega purple in it, and it doesn't seem wine connoisseurs will know what I'm talking about when I say this. This is $13, and you know what it tastes like? It tastes like wine. It tastes like not overly manipulated grocery store garbage. This tastes like actual wine. It's not bad. It's got a little bit of acidity, a little bit of tannins. It's smooth. You can drink it right out of the bottle. It's good with a barbecue. It's $13. There's nothing wrong with this. If you have a barbecue and I come to your house and you pour this in my glass, I'll smile. I'll be happy. This is fine. There's nothing wrong with this wine. It's $13. Let's do another. We're gonna do one more cheapie, and then we'll move on to some better bottles. Talk about some higher end stuff. This has been at Costco. This has been at Costco for a while. It's called The Barrel. It's from Hill Family. Okay, little piece of advice here. Piece of advice. Other YouTubers will tell you this too. It's better to buy an inexpensive bottle from a premium winemaker than a $50 or $80 bottle of wine from a winery that's been making $20 wine. Now, I'm not saying that a winery that makes $20 wine can't move up and make premium wine. But when you have a winery like this one, where you go to the winery website and their cabs and their Bordeaux blends are like $100. This is $35 on their website. And if you go on Vivino, this is on average $25. This is $16 at Costco. And I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you what happened. This is basically when a premium winemaker has a bunch of vats of wine because they have 100 acres of their own estate and they buy fruit and they got all this great fruit and they make these premium wines. And they go, why don't we cash in on what the Prisoner and these other blends that people are doing that are Cab and Zinfandel in California. That's real popular. These blends, you see them at the grocery stores all the time between like $15 and $30. They're like, instead of just trying to sell more Cab to Cab connoisseurs, why don't we sell a red blend that's more affordable to a different demographic? So basically, when you go to a premium winery and you get their $35 wine, you're getting a BMW 2 Series. And it's better to get the 2 Series, from the premium company. And that's what this is. This is a premium company. This is a $35 on their website, $27, $28 in a lot of grocery stores, $16. How I came across this, and by the way, I think this is Cab, Merlot, Zinfandel, and it's either got like Syrah or a little Franc in it, or Pifredot. It's got like Bordeaux blends in it, and I think some Zinfandel. They call it The Barrel. It's everything else they had left after they made all their $100 bottles. And I bought it. It has a screw top. Brought it home, poured it into the glass. I could smell the fruit as soon as I poured it in the glass. Took a drink of it, and right away the mouthfeel, the tannins are premium. It's one of those wines where if this was in a blind tasting, I'd be like, yeah, that's Napa. That's not only is that Napa, but that's from a pretty good vineyard. The mouthfeel, the tannins are very soft. The fruit is very clean and fresh and crisp. The acidity is bursting. It's vibrant. It's racy. It's energetic. You take a drink of it. I looked at the bottle and I went, that tastes like a $70 bottle of wine. What's going on here? I literally, the next day, I ran some errands in town, and there was only a few bottles of this left. I saw that there was only a couple bottles. Costco carries stuff for a while, and then after a while, they'll stop carrying it. They don't always carry the same stuff. I stopped what I was doing and went into Costco and braved the lines. You know, the whole fiasco took an hour, and I bought all the rest of the bottles they had, which was only 4 bottles. But I mean, that's just, do I need to say anything else? This is $16. I cracked it open. I went the next day and bought all the, I was like, if they would have had 8 bottles, I would have bought every one. If you get this wine for $16, you're basically committing a crime. You've gotten away with something. If you can get 5 bottles of this for $80, congratulations. You've gotten away with something. You've stolen this bottle for that price. That's what I got to say about that wine. I'll drink that forever. As long as that wine exists, I'll drink. If I have a barbecue, if you're having a wedding, buy 30 bottles of this. And even snobs that show up that only drink expensive wine, this is good. This is good wine. It's good wine. Put it on the tables at your wedding. Titus, I'm not going to say much about this. This is from Napa. You like Camus? Are you that guy? You like Camus? I like Camus. Not for $80. Not for $80, I don't. I don't want to get anybody upset, so we're not going to talk about Camus. If you like Camus, this is a very concentrated wine, a lot of oak. But it's not as flabby as Camus. Sorry if you like Camus. Get mad. Go ahead. It's fine. I think I paid $20 cheaper than Camus, more acidity, less flabby. You want Camus with acidity for $20 less? Buy this. Okay? There you go. That's free. You're welcome. Pine Ridge, Fruit Bomb, a little oaky for me. $50, very concentrated. I think I got this on sale at the local wine shop I go to. You guys getting bored? Should I switch topics? Where are we at here? We're a couple minutes in. We're 13 minutes in. Should we talk about this? I have some better wines over here that I can kind of integrate into the next video, or I'm kind of wondering if I should just talk about them now. If you've stuck around this long, excuse me. So I picked this up, and what I like about this is it's got all the AVAs, and then it's got these like maps, and you can go in and you can highlight which wineries you want to go to, and it's a great way to just kind of organize and focus your thoughts as far as what AVAs you want to go to. And then when you visit Napa, pick a hotel, pick the 3 or 4 or 5 wineries you're going to go to. Look at your map, and then do I want to stay in Yountville? Do I want to stay in around where do I want to stay? Do I want to be in downtown Napa, or do I want to be in more North Napa? And this will kind of help you plan your trip. This is the Vine Hill Ranch, and this is one of those bottles. It's Tor Kenward worked for Behringer at a time when Napa was, Robert Mondavi was wanting to show the world that we could make wines like French wines. And now Tor Kenward, a vintner, he's got his own wine label from the early 2000s, and this is from Vine Hill Ranch. This is from that vineyard, and this is one of the best ones. This is one of those bottles where when I opened this bottle, I remember where I was, and I remember the first drink that I experienced, and I knew as soon as I took one drink of this wine that I would buy Tor wine for the rest of my life. And so you guys out there that are really into wine, you know those moments. There are bottles of wine that you open and you pour a glass and you take a drink of, and you don't ever forget that moment. And that doesn't happen all the time. This is one of those wines that I poured it into the glass, and I took a drink of it, and then I stepped back for a second and went, okay, compose yourself, take another drink before you decide. And I took another drink of it, and I knew that was going to be a moment that I wouldn't forget. I knew that it was like, oh, okay, I'm a fan. I'm going to go on the website and give them my email and get on the mailing list. I'll be drinking this wine forever. That's what I'll say about this. This is Vine Hill Ranch. I'll talk some more. I have another tour over there, and I have some that I ordered that came in the mail that are in my wine fridge that I'll talk about in the next video. This is a really good wine. Anyway, for those of you that stuck to the end of this video, thank you very much. For the 10 or 20 people that watch my channel regularly, I love you guys. If you don't have anybody to have a glass of wine with, turn on one of my videos and we can have a glass of wine together. Tonight I'm having a whiskey and a Coke, but usually I have a glass of wine. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Where are we at here?